Hello guys, we have got ourselves playing again some tactics trainer videos. Let's see what is going on here. I am baffled at the moment of how to approach this problem. I think I set the ratings to about 2300 to about 2800, so we'll be progressively making ourselves up the scale. I'm not sure what the rating of this problem is, but it still does not change the how we approach the problem. I mean, I'm just thinking about how to go about this problem. It looks weird, and I have no idea how to approach it as of now. Is queen takes h5 any good? Probably not. Queen six are usually the first things that have to go, right? Black's position looks extremely solid, and this looks like it came out of a French defense position. And I don't know where to even start. Knight takes e6. Is this any good? If f takes, then queen takes g6 wins. So if knight takes e6, bishop takes e6. Yeah, that just looks terrible for us. Okay, not good. If bishop takes g6, f takes g6, knight takes e6, bishop takes e6, queen takes e6, the bishop on e7 is attacked. But it doesn't look like a good continuation, does it? What is the rook on b1 doing exactly? It does nothing. I just don't see anything at the moment. Queen takes h5 is not even close to working, of course. Yeah, not even close. Never mind. So let's see the continuation again. Bishop d6, f g6, knight e6, f e. Sorry, bishop. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. I miscalculated. Sorry, bishop g6, f e6, knight e6, queen e6, knight c5. Yeah, I don't think there's anything there for us. Okay, that makes me feel better. Man, this bishop on f4 is very misplaced. Can I somehow improve the position of my pieces before this? Maybe? Perhaps. I'd like to push my e-pawn through to give a discovered attack on this queen on the c7 square, but I'm unable to do anything at all against that. The black king looks extremely weak, and I don't see anything terrible about it. Can we smash on e6? Probably not. Probably not. There's got to be a way to attack g6 one more time, though. That looks like a weak point in black's structure. I don't like it at all. None of the ideas I'm thinking of are working at all. That is a very uncomfortably difficult problem. I wonder what the rating is, too, on this kind of problem. There's got to be some way to break through, you know? So, yeah, that doesn't work. Let's see. I'm just going through bishop f5 doesn't work. Knight f5 doesn't work. These are just simply rook f5, right? And what is even bishop f5 threatening in the first place? Bishop e6 is not even that much of a threat, to be honest. We just don't see anything. It looks like a bad position for us. Black is positionally advantageous here, but we just have to rely on our activity to play for us. Okay, what if a silent move like rook f3? Is this any good? No, rook f3, of course, bishop takes f3. I'm not even noticing the simple captures. Um, hmm. That is terribly hard. That is amazing that there's a tactic here of some kind. That's extraordinary. I don't know how you spot that in the game. Um, this h4 pawn is annoying. If I could just get rid of it, it would be rook 8 rook g3 is what I would be playing. What's loose in black's position? How do I get to it? I mean, pawn c4 is just ridiculous, right? Queen c4 and I'm dead. I don't see the big deal. Wow. I am still stumped and have no idea how to even approach that. It's got to be something with the sack on g6. I just don't know why, though. I don't see a single idea other than that. Bishop g6, fe6, knight e6. Bishop e6 there. Okay, queen e6. Knight c5. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all for us. I don't see a... I mean, it's a nice attack, but I mean, we've already sacrificed like a piece for a couple of pawns, and okay, black's king looks kind of iffy, but I don't know. I don't know about that really. So bishop g6 looks like the only playable move, to be honest. Bishop g6, f g6, knight takes e6, bishop takes e6, queen takes e6. What's here? Knight c5 looks like a normal response. Yeah, I mean, that just looks not good for us, to be honest. Does not look good at all, does it? We can drop back our queen and threaten e6, though. Okay. I mean, that doesn't feel right. I mean, that's the best that we have. That's terrible, honestly. I am just unconvinced here that white has anything at the moment. This rook on b1 has to have some kind of purpose, though. Yeah, I don't know, guys. That's very tough stuff. Tough business. Very tough. Okay. Well, I don't even see a single idea other than bishop g6, and if that's not the idea, I have no idea what is going on here. I mean, I just don't even have an approach. Like, every illegal move doesn't make sense other than bishop g6. Like, I don't see a single move, so let's go for it. Okay, luckily it's the first move, but Lord knows why knight e6 is working, you know? So let's roll with it. Okay, so we messed up on the logic there. Let's see, what is the move here? Ah, aha, very beautiful. Did not even consider that. Both bishops are attacked and black is forced to take. Wow. Very, very difficult because I didn't even consider the queen captures. Aha. Gotta consider all captures in your calculation, guys. Beautiful. Let's give that problem a thumbs up. That deserves it. That deserves it. Very, very nice. That's a tough problem. Yeah, that's one of the tougher problems I've come across here. Okay, so yeah, I mean I had the right idea, but okay. I mean I suppose the knight e6 is not sufficient, of course. I wish they gave a line, but I mean we can go through the logic. I mean queen e6 obviously is the best move, but this is what we were thinking, and I was just hoping we would get sufficient compensation with the pawn coming to the e6 square and the black king being somewhat open, but of course this is completely winning for black, so obviously that's not good. I don't know, like rook f8 could be reasonable, preventing e6 due to queen takes f4, and you know black is just in totally great shape here. I mean this is just, okay, it's a slightly misplaced rook, but I think it wins for black, so understandable. Next problem, guys. Let's see. Knight takes d8. Wow. Well, it certainly does. The problem does not involve the knight or the rook on the h8 squares, probably. It just involves the queen and the bishop. And the queen and the bishop are going to checkmate this white king. So I'm supposed to think that bishop e5 check, king takes d3, bishop takes g3, and then g7 is okay for white. Okay, interesting. Okay, so if I go bishop c1, he can't play king takes c1 because of queen c2, and he can't play king e1 because of queen d2. And at bishop c1, he has king c3 and king takes d3. Okay, and if king c3, then queen c4 mate. Okay, so then king takes d3, and then queen c4 mate. So it's a mate in 2 problem. Interesting. Wow, that looks like a mate in 2, and yeah, the tag says mate in 2, so I find that to be very believable. I guess people were convinced about winning the queen, but the line that's insanely complicated with bishop e5, king takes d3 is very, very difficult to recognize. I wonder if there's an in-depth analysis on this problem. Yes, there is. Let's see what happens. Bishop c1. Yeah, bishop e5 is certainly possible. And we were wondering about this line. Yeah, apparently bishop takes f2 is reasonable there, but I didn't even see that. I was considering just this one, bringing up the knight and giving up the queen, letting white have a queen, and then giving some other checks here. But apparently bishop f2, knight f2 is very reasonable. Let's reset that and see what that line is looking like. Knight takes f2, and apparently this is decent for black. What? That's unbelievable. Maybe queen b2 followed by this is the idea. So let's just capture the rook here. Excuse me, guys. Let's get that done. And wins for black, probably, right? Probably. And that certainly looks good for black. So you guys saw today's date a little bit. So all right, guys. I'm gonna up the ante on these problems. Just give me a second. All right, guys. Let's move on to the next problem. That is a wide open king. Goodness gracious. What is white even thinking during half of these tactics? Wow. That is difficult to think about. So, okay, this queen and rook are obviously going to have no part in the tactic, are they? Checks have to be considered first. So rook h8. God, that is terribly complicated. So if I go queen h6, this is the move that looks better to me. Of course, rook h8, queen h3 is winning. But queen h6, king g1, or king g3, king g2, these are all reasonable moves. Then rook check. Then king here or king here, maybe. Not king g3 then king g1, king g2, or king g1 make more sense. Actually, king g1 doesn't make any sense, of course, because of rook g8, he can't protect the rook. But if it goes king g2, But we can go queen h3 then. Aha. Yeah, that probably wins. That probably does win. Queen h6, king g2, rook g8. If we go king f2, okay, I don't see an immediate win there. That is not easy at all. Not easy at all. Okay, queen h6, king g2, maybe it's rook d2. That could be it as well. Attacking the bishop here and threatening a lot of checkmates here. So queen h6, king g1 is a misleading threat because rook g8 doesn't actually work because of king f2. Okay. That is terribly misleading. So we got to retreat the queen and go with rook d2. Let's see, queen h6, king g1, rook to d2. I don't know, queen a4? Not even sure if that's even a good position for us, guys. I mean, I thought I was expecting a win. That's kind of a shame if we have to go rook d2. I expected a win. We also have queen g5 here to allow for, rook h8. Maybe that's winning as well, but queen g5, rook g3. That doesn't look too convincing. Queen g5, rook g3. Huh, looks like phony baloney tactics to me. I don't see anything at all. So queen h6, king g2, rook d2 wins, I think, outright. Should be just a checkmate. But if he sacks his queen for that, I just don't see anything. Although we are forking the bishop and the rook there, so maybe it's good for us. Maybe. Okay, that should be winning. I mean, that looks like a safe line to me. Just retreating the queen out of there. Okay, that's not it at all. Nice to know, guys. Nice to know. Okay, the check first, and this is a line I didn't consider that much. Well, that's a line I definitely should have considered, but I didn't. And shame on me, guys. I'm just not playing my best at the moment. I completely forgot to even look at the line, so yeah. Problem was relatively easy, I guess. Yeah, multiple winning moves. Interesting, is there? Let's see the analysis, I wonder. Yeah. King g3. Yeah, I mean, that's an ambiguous problem, like that guy said, that made into and stuff right here, so that is not a proper problem. But in any case, queen h6 is obvious, so. Yeah, this I didn't really appreciate that you could get this check, and the king has to move, and it doesn't really have a choice to go back, and now you bring the queen in, and now you've inserted this rook in the g file. But of course, that's a common theme that you should know, checking and going back. Alright guys, let's see the next problem, of course. Let's see. Goodness gracious, that is an insanely complicated ending. What? Looks like a study by Timon. I feel like I've seen this before. Jan Timon. Something with, bishop c5. Or something out of this world, No, it's not. Okay, let's calculate that a little bit. Why would he go bishop h7? Okay, whatever. Bishop c5, bishop f5. Can't prevent bishop c8. That's a problem. What can I do? Besides, I mean, bishop c5, king d5, a6, bishop d3. He's not making it in time. Okay, that's the first idea. Let's see, bishop c5, king, bishop f5. I don't see an immediate way of proceeding there at the moment. Is bishop b6 at all good? Bishop b6, is this at all playable? Probably not, guys. Bishop b6, c takes b, a takes b is the idea. I don't know if he can stop that. Probably can't, but he doesn't even have to take the bishop, does he? So he can just leave that. Bishop b6, bishop f5 is still in the mix for us. So is the move king e7 perhaps to prevent bishop f5? But king e7 is running into c5, right? Probably. That is also a problem. Very, very difficult problem, isn't it? King e7, c5, king... I'm not sure about that, actually. His king is always preventing this bishop's diagonal. His king has to stay in that diagonal, and maybe we can make something out of it. Okay, king e7. Yeah, maybe king e7, king c5, excuse me, c5, and does it change anything? a6, king d5? No, but he can move the king and go bishop e4, isn't that right? That is a shame. Shame, shame, shame. So bishop c5 is the only move, but then bishop f5, what's the big deal? I think I see the idea. Bishop c5, bishop f5, king e7, bishop c8. Then you can just go king d8. Wait, sorry, let's look at that again. Bishop c5, bishop f5, a6, bishop c8, a7, bishop b7, king e7, king d5, king c7, king c5, king takes b7. I think that's the solution. It takes me a while to see that one, so let's go through that again, just to make sure. Bishop c5, bishop f5, a6, bishop c8, a7, bishop b7, king e7, king d5, king d8, king takes c5, king takes c7. I don't see a defense at all. That looks like a win to me. Alright, let's go with that, guys. I think that's a very nice solution. Okay. King, I'm sorry, guys. a6, this one first. I have my calculation all there. And now we need to get and approach the position as soon as possible. And I think the way of approaching is not actually playing king e7 first. It's more beneficial to play king e6 first, I think. And the idea is that this king is not allowed to come to the d5 square first. So that's the proper move. And here we just have to play king d7 and buy that tempo. We bought a tempo here, so king d7, king d5, king takes there is just simply winning. Very, very nice. Yeah, I don't see a defense. Well, I got it wrong somehow. I'm wondering how. What? What? King takes c5, king b8? What is... Oh, wait, no way. Oh, I messed up the move order. You're supposed to go king c8. It is so awesome that that works. Very, very nice. You're not supposed to free the square, so I messed up on the move order there. That's king c8 is just fantastic, of course. Not allowing king takes c7. Oh god, that's so boss-like. Yeah, the king can't approach, and the king's not allowed to go to c7 in this line. So, brilliant problem. Let's give that problem a lot of endgame tactics, pawn promotion, and interference, of course. All just brilliant stuff. I like that. Very, very, very beautiful. Next problem, guys. That was an awesome one. I had all the right ideas, but the wrong execution on that. I feel like I've had this problem before. I just can't put my finger on it at all. So you're telling me rook e8 is not checkmate. I am not believing any of that. So rook e8, king f7, knight e6. This is not checkmate in any way? Rook e8, king f7, knight e6 attacking the queen. Maybe, he plays knight takes e6. I can take on b8 and then take on e6, can't I? Maybe. So rook e8, king f7, knight e6. Perhaps queen f6, but then rook f8. Okay. I don't see a defense at the moment. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just not even particularly sure what's the solution. Maybe that's it. Who knows? Let's see. Rook e8, king f7, knight e6. And that looks pretty convincing to me. I don't really see anything else at the moment. Rook e8, king f7, knight e6. Yeah, this queen is so terribly placed. Maybe queen h6? What about that? And then bishop takes d4, maybe. And also the knight is hanging on there, so I think that's the solution. I don't know about that, guys. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah, and here I thought rook takes b8. That's the key move you have to see. D takes e6 one, then king takes e8, and you don't have another move like rook takes e6, and you don't have that luxury, I'm saying. So that's a very nice problem. Why is that 2400 though? That does not seem like a 2400 problem. See the comments. I wondered why the queen. Oh, I didn't even look at queen e5. Let's see that actually. So queen e5. I missed that. So queen e5. Huh. Didn't even consider that. Maybe it's bishop takes d4? Bishop takes d4, king check takes. No, I mean that drops a piece. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Queen e5, rook takes. Okay, probably it's because of taking on d4 first, right? Maybe it is. I think that's the idea. Yep. So queen e5 is not a viable move. And I think it's because of knight here, check, taking the queen. No, the king can run there. Okay. Well, our other idea that we had in mind was bishop takes d4. Although this doesn't work because of queen check and taking here. Okay. Apparently rook takes here. Rook takes here is, I think that was the line. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean that's a check, and then you can take on d4 perhaps, and you're up a piece. Maybe that's I'm not sure what this guy is talking about with bishop a5. I mean, it looks like a win to me after that. Looks like you're up a piece in that line. Okay, I'm not sure what this guy's talking about. It looks like a piece to me. Maybe we'll come back. If anybody can clarify that in the comments, that'd be awesome. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Ugh, I hate these problems on calculation. That's just awful. What? This is god awful. Oh my god. I hate endgames. Endgames just teach you pure calculation, don't they? So if rook d2, then e6. I think we have to get a perpetual in this position. I think that's the case. So one idea I see is rook d2, e6, rook d6, e7, rook g3, and if king f1, then we have rook h3. But that's not a perpetual, is it? That is not a perpetual. That's tricky business, guys. That is tricky, tricky, tricky business. Somehow you've got to use these pawns to your advantage. So if I go rook h8, okay, that might be an improvement. Then e6 still. Check. King f1. I don't see the defense there at all. That looks very, very suspicious to me. Yeah, I don't see that at all. Rook h8, pawn push to e6, check, king f1, rook h8, king e1. Nah, that's not holding. Okay. Let's see, rook e2, d8 queen, that's not helping at all. Sometimes there's perpetuals here, but you've got to do it right before white can promote. So I don't know the theme of perpetual. The king's in the right placement for this, but I just don't know why you need other stuff. I just don't see the pattern here at the moment. So rook d2, e6. Somehow I think we're supposed to use these pawns in the 7th ring as checking tools, perhaps. Maybe. Maybe, guys. Maybe that's the right approach. Very difficult to say, though. Okay, so rook h8, e6. Check. King f1. And here's the key moment. Here's the key moment in which I'm not seeing the proper move, I suppose. I just don't see it, guys. So, I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't think there's any stalemate ideas with, let's say, a pawn promotion coming on d8 and you've got to check somewhere miraculously and on d4, rook on d4, and there's somehow stalemate. I don't believe that at all. Could involve rook g2 maybe? Rook g2? Huh, could it be that simple, I wonder? Rook g2, king f1, rook f2, king e1. Nah, I don't believe that at all, actually. Never mind. Opponent promotion is happening on d8. Okay. So if rook g2, first of all, king f1, rook d2 wins for black. Okay, that's very helpful to know. So if rook g2, king h1, it's just so close to working. Rook g2, king h1. Some very, very cool move is probably happening, right? Yeah, I mean, we gotta stop promotion, right? So rook g2, king h1, rook d2, e6, king f2. No, it's barely not working. Barely. So rook g2, king h1, rook d2, e6, king f2, king g1. Rook d6. Aha. And then one of the pawns drop. But even so, even if he lets that one drop, I don't understand that. I don't understand that problem at all. He can play king f1. No, I don't understand that at all then. Let's see, rook g2, king h1, rook d2? I'm sorry, yeah, rook d2, e6, king f2, e7, rook somewhere? Okay, I don't see anything else in that, guys. But let's see if we can find another plausible continuation. Let's see, rook g2, king h1, rook. I hate these rook problems. They're just so precise. They demand such precision, and it's just a pain in the butt. Or maybe rook g2, king h1, king g3. Nah, doubt it. I doubt that. Rook g2, king h1, rook d2, e6, king g3, threatening unstoppable checkmates is the idea. I just saw that one. Okay guys, I'm very slow with my tactics today, and I think that's the proper continuation. Forgive me for taking so long on that. That was a very difficult problem one for me. Alright, very nice. Yeah, it took me a while to spot the more important line, I think, with, yeah, I mean, I didn't recognize that the king can also go to g3. It took me a while on that. And of course, after rook g2, let's reset that. Rook g2, king h1 is the more important line, and now rook d2, and we can play queen. I don't know, I don't understand that. I mean, the important line is e6, king g3, when rook d1 is unstoppable, so he's got to prevent promotion anyway, but it's still checkmate, right? Okay. Let's reset that and see the... Okay, it's created by Perpetual. I think he's a national master at the moment. I didn't know he does compositions. Very cool. Very nice problem by him. Took me a while. That's very hard. Didn't see that for a while. Alright guys, I'm going to up the ante on these level difficulties problems. Alright guys, let's move on to the next problem. This is going to be a very difficult problem, a 2500 problem. I'm approaching my limit, I think, on knowing what to do in some of these type of positions. That is unbelievable that there's a tactic here. Okay, something with knight e6 obviously, and bishop takes d7 or bishop takes e5. Okay. Okay, let's see. Knight takes e6. That is just a kaboom move. Knight takes f. Let's do knight d takes e6. This king cannot castle here. That is the first idea. Let's see. Knight d takes e6, f takes e6, bishop takes c5. Long castles or castles? No, you can't castle short. And bishop d6. Okay, that looks very nice for white. Probably as a mate. Knight d takes e6, knight takes e6, queen takes d7 is pretty much a disaster for black on the lights, and not even on the light squares, that's on the dark squares too. And probably you can follow it up with knight takes e6 and, I don't know, rook c1 and bishop c5 or something. Looks terrible. Okay. So knight d takes c6 is my first candidate move. Knight d takes e6, though. He can take on a4. So maybe knight f takes. I don't know. I don't know at all. That's extremely difficult. That's hard. That is hard stuff. Wow. I asked for it when I asked for this problem, didn't I? To give me a hard problem. Okay. Clearly it involves some sacrifice of the bishop on a4, doesn't it? I feel like some theme with queen d6 and knight c7 mate is up afoot here, but I can't put my finger on it. So if I go knight b3, he has to go queen a4. And if I go bishop c5, then knight c5. No, there's nothing there. I don't think there's anything afloat there. Yeah, I don't believe it. And if we go bishop d7, knight takes d7. Nah, it doesn't look like there's anything there either. Okay, knight d takes e6, queen takes e4. Do I have a threat? Knight takes g7 is not gonna. Oh, sorry, knight. I'm not sure about this one actually. Okay. Good to know that we have no idea what to do. That's a tactically vulnerable position, but we can't put our finger on it. Could knight c6 be a move as well? Maybe knight c6, guys? Let's see. Knight c6, bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6. Doesn't look convincing because of castles, right? Or maybe the rook's hanging, so rook d8. Oh, okay, maybe it is. Maybe it's a little bit convincing, but knight c6, queen takes a4. What's the big deal? Looks like it's just dropping for us. Yeah, it just looks like it drops. So maybe bishop c6 first. Bishop c6. But it doesn't do anything. He can just castle. Okay. Okay. So knight d takes e6. Or knight b5, maybe. Knight b5 might work. Knight b5 castles. Yeah, knight b5 castles and blocks out, so we can't allow that. So knight d takes e6. Knight takes e6. Queen takes d7 is good. Knight takes f e6. F takes e6. Bishop takes c5 is good for us as well. So knight takes e6. Queen takes e4. a4, excuse me, guys. What if we go bishop takes d7, knight takes d7, knight takes e6? Is this any good? Does this sacrifice work in any detail? I'm not so sure, guys. That's really hard stuff. I doubt that, though. So let's go on with our original line with knight d takes e6. And then he would take with the f pawn, I suppose. And I don't see an immediate continuation there. That is very, very difficult, to say the least. I mean, certainly there's checkmate here. I'm just blind to it. Knight d takes e6, d f takes e6, knight takes e6, queen takes a4, knight takes g7, king f7. Doesn't look convincing at all to me. It doesn't look convincing at all. Knight d takes e6, f takes e6. bishop takes c5, queen takes a4, knight takes e6. Not particularly convincing either. Although we have queen d6 instead of knight takes e6, maybe. Queen d6, but then knight takes c5 is happening. Yeah, I don't see anything there. That's a shame. My god, that's a terrible amount of calculation that you have to look at. Let's see, knight d takes e6, f takes e6, bishop takes c5. If he goes queen takes c5, what's the big deal? Queen knight e6, is this right? Is this right? Taking on g7 and taking on d7? Probably. Or actually he's going to protect d7 first, so knight d takes e6. F takes e6, bishop takes c5, queen takes a4 forced. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I don't see anything at the moment. But we gotta go for it, because that's the only line I see that's plausible. Yeah, that's right. And I think the idea was bishop takes c5 as we predicted. Okay. Well, I got it wrong for the right reasons, you know? Got it right for the wrong reasons. Sorry, guys. Okay, the problem should continue beyond this, of course. I mean, queen takes f8. I mean, oh my god, that is an incredibly complex problem. Let's see, queen takes here. What is the move here? Queen d6, is this right at all? I think queen d6 is right. And I was thinking about this position, although there's nothing here. Okay, I don't think there's anything there, but knight takes e6. Oh my god, I'm so bad at tactics. Oh, free queen. No. I'm off, guys. I'm off. This is why it's not playable at all. Ugh. Shame on me. I need to hit myself after that. Oh god, I'm never gonna forget that one. God, okay, of course black's checkmated after that. No doubt about that. And okay, black doesn't really have another move to get out of this. Notice that there's always threats on g7. I'm trying to wonder, so let me just get my line straight again. Queen takes here, knight takes here, right? I think it's that one. Or I'm sorry, guys. Gotta take and take. Okay. Okay, let's look at that one again. Takes queen d6, king takes, king f8, queen d6, king takes, knight h5 perhaps, followed by bishop h6 maybe. I don't know. That's not easy at all. Okay, let's go through the simple stuff. Yeah, that's good for white. I just don't see why it's winning. Okay, that's definitely not good because of rook e1 probably. I'm not sure about that all, guys. I'm sure there's a reason that I'm not considering this. Maybe it's just that, and I don't know. It's not easy at all for me to look at, and I don't know. Okay, queen d6 is also possible, but okay, let's take this and king here. Let's see what happens. Probably we can take on c5 too. Yeah, that does look really, really dangerous. It does look really, really dangerous, but I don't know. I mean, that looks more like a black escape dead. I don't know. So let's see. I mean, it's just a lot of calculation, to be honest. I don't see anything at the moment, so I need to think about this. Just give me a second. All right, guys. What I guess I was missing in my calculation was that bishop takes c5 was the correct continuation here. And notice that queen takes here is met by knight takes here, king d8, and just the simple recapture with the rook here, and if rook g8 to trap the knight here, then you have the powerful move e6 to kill black immediately. Takes black really has no move in this position. Excuse me. So maybe not queen takes d1, but then knight takes c5, and what you have to see is that knight takes g7 is met by king f8. And here you have to play just the common cool just trying to figure out what I was doing here. Queen d6 perhaps. King takes here. Did I get my lines confused, I think? Here, here. Something along these lines is what I was thinking. But then king takes g7 is possible. I don't know. I mean, this position looked good, for sure. But I recall the queen's being traded, though. This is weird. Maybe some deja vu stuff is going on here. Maybe takes here? I remember the bishop being taken. Can't recall, guys. I'm just having a brain fart here. I mean, this continuation doesn't look that bad either. I don't know. Maybe white's... It certainly has an attack. I just don't know how much is it, really. Anyways, guys, something along those lines. Let's move on to the next problem. Very, very complicated stuff. Hopefully that's not so indecisive for you. I think this is going to be the last problem of the session, too. So I guess the problems will be just from 2300 to about 2600 for today's video. And what could we ask more than an insane problem like this? First thing that we gotta look at is bishop a5. Something with bishop a5. The king is just cut off here. Bishop a5. Is this just not checkmate somehow? b6. Is this not mate? b6. Rook takes b6. It's almost mate. It's almost mate. I don't see anything wrong with it at the moment. We could go bishop f4 and take the rook, but that's not so convincing. This definitely happened out of a French winnower defense. No doubt about that. The pawn structure is just completely tarnished. Bishop f4 is on the cards here, as King's Crusher would say. But we're down a piece here, so we can't really take the rook, can we? Okay. With bishop f4 threatening queen c, is threatening queen c7 mate. Okay. I like the idea. Bishop f4. Rook c8. Bishop takes e5, rook takes here, rook takes here. And we are up the exchange. I like it. I like it a lot. And if bishop f4, then you can't go queen f6. Okay. Because of mate here. Okay. I like it a lot. What could be the defense after bishop f4 though? Okay, I don't see anything at the moment. Okay, it's wrong, but I'm wondering why. Okay, it's bishop a5 probably, right? Yeah, I saw that. But what's wrong with bishop f4? Bishop g5, really? Oh, wow, that eluded my attention. Wow. Bishop f4, bishop g5, what a counter shot. Very, very nice. Alright, let's do another problem. I didn't really consider bishop g5. I missed that. So then bishop a5 would have been my move. So very, very cool counter shot. Yeah, I missed that. Counter shots are something I can miss. Man, ouch. Well, this should be checkmate somehow, right? Oh my god. Yeah, I see the theme already with b3 perhaps. b3, a takes b, rook c1. No, yeah, maybe, yeah, b3 there. Yeah, that probably does work. Rook c1, king takes, and then a2, promoting the pawn, and it should be checkmate. That's the first idea. The other idea is just bishop b2 followed by rook c1, but he has bishop c2, so that doesn't work. Okay, so b3. And b3 somewhat threatens bishop b2, doesn't it? It does. Huh. But b3, what am I really threatening, to be honest? Maybe I'm threatening rook c1 followed by b takes a2. Yeah, that's possible. Very, very possible. So b3, what's his move? What is his move exactly? Then a takes b. Yeah, we can't play a2 first in that line because the king takes, then rook here, but he has bishop b1 first, so we gotta play rook c1, and that works. Okay, let's go for that. I'm not really afraid of that. Yeah, we got that one. Very, very nice one. Okay, I got that. Alright, I'm gonna have to cut it off for here today, but if you guys were wondering about this problem, you can't play a2 first because if king takes a2 and if rook here, he has check 2 to escape, I think, but more importantly, just bishop e1 blocking the rook e8 checkmating square. And the idea is that you can't stop the promotion after this, so the rook is just totally out of play. That's what you have to notice in this kind of position. Yeah, I'm sorry for cutting it off right here. I didn't want to, but we are approaching an hour here on the recording time, so wow. I think we've hit an error button on the tactics kind of training. Okay, looks like we're not gonna come back to that. Okay, let's just calculate one more kind of tactic. Wow, that looks incredibly hard. Okay. That's amazing that this is a win. Okay, let's look through this, and I guess this will be the last kind of tactic we'll do. So I'm supposed to believe that. What am I supposed to believe exactly? King f7 is junk, probably. Yeah, king f7, rook g7 picks up the pawn, and it's junk. So g7 first makes a lot of sense. g7 check, rook g7 pawn promotion wins. So g7 king h7, g6 king h6. Yeah, I don't know what to say. That doesn't look terribly convincing. There's got to be some kind of stalemating idea if it's not checkmating. Apparently white's supposed to win this position. What on earth is going on here? I can't queen first. I probably have to check. Yeah, I probably have to check. So g7, king h7. Okay, still can't go king f7 because of rook g7. So g7, king h7, g6, king h6. I don't see anything at all at the moment. Could it be... I don't see anything. That's a problem. Okay. This is a win for white? What? So g7, king h7, g6, king h6, king... no, probably not. Maybe a8, queen, rook takes, king f7, trying to promote the pawn. No, they used rook check and takes. That's a problem. I don't know about that. Very difficult stuff. Oh my god, insanely hard stuff as usual. Don't see a theme yet. I'm already on 5 minutes on this problem. Wow. I'm sorry for being so quiet, guys. That's incredibly hard. I'm just zoned out here. Can't even know where to start on this one. These endgame problems are just terrible. Why can't my king on b7 be on b7 and just draw? Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. So king e5. What's wrong with that? King e5, rook a8. King e5, rook a8, king d6, rook takes. Doesn't work at all. King e5, rook a8. Yeah, probably doesn't work at all. King f5, rook a8, king g4. Nah, doesn't work at all too. Okay. So maybe we can improve on the move order with g7, king h7, this kind of baloney. Ooh, I think I see an idea. Ooh, okay, maybe this, g6, g7, check, king h7, g6, king h6, king e5, rook a8, pawn promotion. He's got to take, the rook's got to take the pawn there. Then another pawn goes to g7. Rook a8. Nah, barely doesn't work, does it? Wait, it's almost working. g7, king h7, g6, king h6, king e5. It doesn't work. God, it was so close. g7, king h7, g6, king h6. Yeah, but he can go king takes 8 g7, doesn't it? It doesn't make any sense, right? Right. What was I thinking? g7, king h7, g6, king h6, king e5, king takes g7. My king just is too far away. If it was only one square closer, maybe I could make it. Wait, g7, king h7, g6, king h6, king e6, rook a8. Is there any turning back from here? Probably not. So g6, king h7, g6, king h6. I forgot the line, by the way. Rook a8, g8, queen. Rook takes queen. Okay, that's the only move I see. So we're going to roll with that. Okay, that's not even close. Okay, interesting. Apparently I got 3 of the 7 problem moves right, and I didn't even make any of them. Oh, well, anyways, guys, I don't understand what's wrong with this. I'm gonna show you what I'm seeing right now. Look at this error. This is quite weird. Let's see if I can drag this up. Do you see that command tactic problem? We're just gonna search that problem up. I'm gonna pause the recording and search the problem up. Well, guys, I looked at the problem and it gave this one, so I guess it was an error and I can't find the other problem. I'll have to look it up another day, but eventually I'll find the problem. We'll discuss it some other time, but yeah, I missed some of these 2500 problems. These are very difficult for me. I don't have the best tactical eye um, out of many players here, but I still have a decently aware one. So I know a lot of themes, but still not my cup of tea. So um, anyways, guys, see you around. Appreciate you watching and suffering through this with me. Very, very long problem and very long recording. See you.